Cabo, and welcome to my video blog. So I'm going to start out with this video blog, and I thought that a couple of years ago I had posted some Orisha spirituality videos, but I couldn't quite find them, which is okay because the past is in the past and we are here celebrating the future. So my name is Yemi, Yemonjabemi Ogun, and I will be chronicling a year of Sundays. This is the culmination of my last year in training to become an Ifa priestess. So, Ireo, this is very exciting. But I am currently a student of Dr. Professor Kola Abimbola as part of the Orisha Spiritual Assembly. I am a fourth-year student at Ifa University. I've already been initiated into Ifa. I have traveled to Africa. I have gone through 3 years of very intense training, and now I'm on my third year. And so as part of my work, obviously, I work with my Ori, which is my first line of elevation of self, knowledge of self, deeper transformational understanding of self. Then after that, perpetuating my ancestors, my Ogun, both on my mother's side and my father's side. Now, let me go ahead and say this now, and I'm sure it'll come out in videos later. Like many in the diaspora, I do not know my family on my father's side. So there is still a void there, yet with the working at my shrine and practicing Isheshe tradition, there's been a holistic understanding of what Ogun means. And, depending on how this video blog goes, we will dive deeper into what that means for me and what that could possibly mean for you and other members of the diaspora. After that, the elevation of Olodumare, our supreme and most high being, Eshu, Obatala, and all of the Orishas. Now, I particularly, as being a child of Yemonja and Ogun, come from a very unique point as to how I've made it to my priesthood thus far. So, just a little background knowledge, since that's not a part of any previous videos or vlogs that I've made. I was initiated into Santeria, like, I probably should have done the math, a really long time ago. Seems like a cop-out to using my fingers and trying to figure it out. But I started out as a practitioner, as a devotee in Santeria. Actually, even to go back even further, let's go back a little bit further. I'm going to give myself like 15 minutes or so to do this. I don't know. We'll see. So to go back even further, giving all honor and praise to my grandfather, James Boyd, and his twin brother, John Boyd. My family has been raised in the AME Zion Church. That's African Methodist Episcopalian. So for me, what we used to call speaking in tongues and bringing down spirit and anointings and things like that has always been just a really integral part of my culture and my being. Fast forward to many years later, I was in college at Tuskegee University when I learned about Orisha via the Santeria leukemia path. Yemonja basically came and snatched me. She's like, "You're mine and I'm yours. It doesn't matter what they say. I'm going to take you for who you are." And working with her has been an absolutely transformational experience. Ogun is my Baba, which, anybody who's worked with Ogun, like that's power, that's the ability for me to overcome my fears and my challenges. And, Baba Ogun always puts something in my way to makes me sharper, generally in the form of technology. But we're going to see how this works. We're going to go ahead and call it up. After practicing in my Santeria Ile or house, I was introduced to Isheshe tradition, Yoruba tradition, with a chief out of Baltimore, Maryland, and learned just so much, like the do's and the don'ts, the rights and the wrongs, the erays and the ebays. It all came out so organically, and quite honestly, not always easy. The Orisha Pash is one that reminds me of the gospel song that says, "Nobody told you the road would be easy, but I can't believe he brought me this far." Well, I've been brought a pretty far away. So now here I am 1 year from graduation, and, it's been a very quiet, reflective process. But I also feel like it's time for me to step into my favor and step into my grace. So as I was meditating these last couple of weeks, I'm like, what can I do to really push myself beyond my limits, to really step into this peace, balance, knowledge, wisdom, energy that I've partnered with, not received, because it doesn't really work like that. You got to give a little to get a little, but that I partner with. And I figured I would just do a video blog for the next year, a year of Sundays, in order to push me outside of my comfort zone. Like many empaths, my peace comes in my home. Il est en me. My peace comes in my home. And when I go out into the community, it's always great because I'm very well received. And, families are always very happy to work with me. But they really only get to see a piece of me. They get to see the teacher and the educator, and that's the Yemonja energy that people see. That's a little bit of the empathic energy that people see, not really the clairvoyant energy, not really the authentic, holistic me. And so sometimes I have felt as if Spirit is calling me to do more. I had an experience the other day when I was going to the child support building. I don't know, it's not child support court, but it's like child support, DHS, whatever, where I had a really beautiful encounter with another mom who also had 4 children. And Spirit was just like, you know what? Like, folks are waiting for you. So whatever you're doing under this cloak of being shy, like, it's time to give it up. But, those who know me know that I like to kind of fly under the radar, as most empaths do. So a year of Sundays will be my unveiling process. So we'll see how that goes. I'm committed to coming on every Sunday for a year. Today was the first day of year 4 of my IFA studies track. Memorizing Odu, memorizing Patakis, well, not Patakis, that's Santeria, but memorizing the stories that goes along with the poems. And it's a transformational start. So, prayerfully, this will be a transformational start. Now, listen, guys. I'm, laid back, easygoing, really not into any drama, any wahala. Keep the rah-rah to yourself. Like, I'm just doing this to elevate myself, to elevate my 4 children, to honor my ancestors, to honor the Orisha, to do the work that's needed within the diaspora. The ability for us to sankofa ourselves and to look back as to how past generations got through is what's going to carry us further as a people. For us to be able to really practice Ubuntu and link arms with one another for study, for support, for wisdom, for courage, for a pat on the back. And so I pray that if anybody ends up viewing these vlogs, that, you come with the spirit of uplifting so that we as a community can really see ourselves advance beyond where we have been. If this global pandemic, this universal timeout hasn't taught me anything, it has been, or has taught me anything, it's the importance of coming out of the cave. The allegory of the cave, I always go back to when I speak of the pandemic. I am how do I put this? Obviously, I'm a scholar. Obviously, I'm a priestess. Obviously, logic and psychology and the words are escaping me now. It all sort of plays a part in it. Philosophy, folk tales, it all helps to guide us through. And so that's what I'm really looking to do. I'm not looking to be anyone's guide, but just to share what this practice looks like for me as I am transitioning. So one thing that I know for sure is that it ain't always pretty. I might always be pretty, but just kidding. JK. Personality might come out every now and then. But, excuse me. Hold on. It's not long. It's early in the morning. This is apple cider vinegar, lemon juice, and cold water to, what that's supposed to do. So, follow along with me if you wish, or I don't know, what do people say on these things? Drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment. I must be honest, like I've already told myself that I'm really not going to pay attention to very many of the comments because I'm very sensitive and people can tend to be very mean. So I'm not sure if I'm ready to do like the whole comments thing. So kind of take me as I am, like Mary J. Blige, like take me as I am or nothing at all. But before I wrap up, because I do have a